An Arizona school has responded to a number of female students who wore shirts that spelled out a racial slur. So let me give you the details about this. It's regarding 6 Arizona high school students and the Desert Vista High School students wearing the shirts for a larger group photo in which all the shirts spelled out "Best You've Ever Seen, Class of 2016." But the girls posed for another photo in a smaller group spelling out the slur. Okay, so we're going to show you the picture in just a second. The 6 girls were rumored to be suspended for 5 days. However, the superintendent chimed in and said, no, that's not true. We didn't suspend them for 5 days, but we're not going to tell you what the punishment is because it's none of your business. I'm very curious to see what happens to these students. Now, there have been numerous reports about punishment, and while we cannot give specifics about the discipline, we can assure you that those reports are inaccurate. We are appalled and disappointed at this behavior, and it will not be tolerated. It is unacceptable for any racial slur to be used regardless of intent. So the shirt spelled out
the N-word.
The N-word.
Yeah, you can see it. And so now they, instead of the G's, they have asterisks there. So what I found interesting about that is there are no asterisks in Best You've Ever Seen, Class of 2016.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, they're like, oh my God, that's so funny. The letters we have in this could also spell that out. No, they planned it out ahead of time, bothered to make shirts with the asterisks that aren't part of the photo, wore them, right? I mean, so this is enormously premeditated.
Do you know that for sure, though? Because sometimes they'll use asterisks like at the beginning or the end of a sentence just to make it look cool.
I hear you, but this is all we know is it says Best You've Ever Seen, Class of 2016, without any asterisks. So, okay, now at the same time, high school kids do a lot of dumb stuff, and so people are calling for not just suspensions. They think if it's 5 days, it's way too little. Expulsions. Well, they want the principal to be fired. So I'm fascinated by both sides of this. First off, I can't believe that in the year 2015, and I'm constantly surprised by this, that there are whole communities where they think, like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Look, the N-word, haha, there's no black people around. And so these young white girls get together, and they spell out the N-word, and they think, not with an A, with an ER.
We're in a massive bubble. Like I never really realized it until I went to Florida, okay? And by the way, this is South Florida. This isn't like the rest of Florida, which is very different. And I was shocked to see how many people say the N-word when they're not black, in like regular vernacular. Like they just, hey, N-word, can you believe that this happened? Oh my God, N-word. And it's like, stop saying that. It's making me uncomfortable.
Okay, I'm going to say something funny, but I play basketball. So I played basketball all across the country for different reasons, right? And when you play pickup ball, yeah, kids say it to each other all the time. So that's why, that's the second half of this conversation is, and we're asking you guys, do you think if it's 5 days, is that enough, or, is it sufficient or not? It's in our app, on the TYT app. Go vote on it, because I'm, again, genuinely curious what you guys think about it. So I feel like 5 day suspension, I don't need them expelled. I don't need them arrested. I don't need the principal, unless there's other facts.
I need them
educated. If the principal knew and sanctioned it, yes, then you fire her, right? But there's no, that doesn't appear to be the facts at all, right? So on the one hand, I want to tell people sometimes high school kids do stupid shit, suspend them, hopefully, but then talk to them. Like, have a conversation. Do you get, apparently you don't get it, right? So do you get that this is really offensive to some people and they feel like you're targeting them and intimidating them, et cetera? It's not like they're in charge. Almost everybody there is white, right? At least in the pictures that I saw. So you guys are in charge, and so you have a responsibility with that if you're the majority.
Yeah.
That's the conversation I want to happen. But I'm blown away that yeah, it's not like kids on a pickup court. It's not like, they spelled out the word. They brought the asterisks. They thought it was funny. It wasn't with an A. It wasn't in a rap song. It wasn't like some kid just saying it, which I know a lot of people do it. I know it.
Yeah.
Right? This was more premeditated. And the fact that they think that it's cute, it's amazing to me.
It's amazing to me that they thought it was a good idea to take a picture, to take a picture and have it floating around the internet.
Yeah.
Look, more than anything, should they be punished in one way or another? Absolutely, right? What that punishment is, I'm honestly unclear about that. Like, I don't know. But what I think is more important than punishing them with a suspension is having a school-wide education program to understand why these types of actions are unacceptable, right? Because they have no idea. Apparently they think this is totally okay. They need to be educated. Education is what combats all types of ignorance, and this is a symptom of ignorance.
Yeah, and it's not to say they have to have a certain political point of view. It's just to say, hey, let's talk this through so you get other people's perspective, because it's obvious from their actions that they don't understand other people's perspective. Because as Anna pointed out, not only did they do all this, they took a picture and put it up. So they must have thought it's the most hunky-dory thing they've ever done in their lives.
Right.
So they're genuinely probably surprised. They're like, oh, the N-word's bad. Well, let's have a conversation about why some people think that so that we're all on the same page. That's not too much to ask.